Hey everyone.
For context, it's been 3 days since the Watcher YouTube channel announced they were leaving the platform. Their announcement video was received poorly, with Twitter posters being upset and frustrated with these creators' video. I made a reaction to it I think yesterday. Now they released this video today backpedaling everything they said 3 days ago.
Last Friday we announced that we're leaving YouTube and launching our new streaming platform.
You know they mean serious business, cause the one on the right took his hat off.
We messed up.
That's the understatement of the year.
A lot of you spoke out with extremely valid comments and concerns, and we want to take the time now to address those.
A lot of their audience have since forgiven them since they dropped this video. As far as not really an apology, but just a response to backlash goes, this is one of the best things they could have done. The better thing would have been to not do it at all, but I digress. Also, it's hilarious that people have started a petition on change.org to have Stephen Lim removed as the CEO of Watcher. Like that would really even change anything.
We've been reading the things you've been saying, and we're sorry for the way we handled this, as well as the way we communicated it.
I think you communicated it exactly the way you planned it. What you guys weren't expecting was all the backlash.
We understand where you're coming from, and we're making immediate changes.
First, we want to affirm that you are the reason why we've been able to do anything at this company.
It was really BuzzFeed, but whatever.
You helped us every step of the way when we left BuzzFeed to start Watcher at the top of the pandemic in 2020.
I thought they were around a lot longer than that. I mean, when I think of BuzzFeed, I think of like an ancient being that's been around for as long as some written publications. But it started in 2006, so it's really not that old.
You've supported us in so many ways by watching our content, attending our live shows, buying our merch, becoming members of our Patreon.
That's funny because the Patreon wasn't mentioned at all in the other video. Interesting.
And giving words of encouragement over the years. And we are incredibly grateful for your support.
It's funny that they're saying they're grateful, because that Stephen Lim guy was saying that they were prepared to lose some of their audience on the switch over to the streamer. Guess that didn't pan over too well for you guys, did it?
We're sorry for how we originally delivered our goodbye message to YouTube.
It's not how it was delivered. The video itself was fine, albeit in poor taste. It's the fact that you guys only saw dollar signs in your eyes and learned you could make millions a month instead of hundreds of thousands. Keep in mind, they're already making pretty good money from the platform. I mean, the blonde one earlier quietly brought up their Patreon. Do you know how much they make from their Patreon monthly? I learned this recently. It is a 6-figure number, and that's external support, not even what they get from AdSense or sponsors. This is a 3 million subbed channel. Even if you lowball it, from ads alone, they're roughly making at least $80,000 a month.
It was insensitive. We didn't properly express how much we appreciate all of you.
To be fair, the fan appreciation did come across in the original video, but the greed really outshined everything else.
And we did a really bad job of explaining the reasoning behind this transition.
The reason was obvious, and you're either lying or in denial if you think it wasn't.
We also want to deeply apologize for our ignorance around the impact of the cost.
I'm not going to front, that was probably the most ignorant thing they said in the video. I'll stand by what I said and reiterate that Tubi is free. YouTube's free as well, but they charge if you want to watch actual TV shows or new releases.
We regret stating and implying that it's a price that anybody can afford, and we fully acknowledge that it is not.
So you guys don't agree with what this person said. For context, this woman is a former producer of BuzzFeed and currently married to the one that is named Shane.
We didn't take the proper consideration for how this cost would affect you, and hope you know that we are taking this as a serious learning experience.
What that means is, next time they won't charge $5.99, they'll charge $3.99.
With that in mind, we're making some changes to ensure that there's a way for our community to continue watching our content for free.
By that they mean they're just going to stick to posting their videos directly to YouTube. Why even bother with the goodbye video if you were going to fold so fast? I knew they weren't going to scrub their YouTube channel.
If you want to watch our shows early and ad-free, you can catch them on the Watcher platform a month earlier. After that, you'll be able to watch our shows on YouTube for free.
So this whole fuss about being exclusively on streaming turned out to be a big nothing burger. I wonder if anyone even signed up for their streamer.
For those that have already subscribed to the platform, we are so grateful for your support.
Well, that answers my question. There's always loyal followers that will throw their money at anything. Does anyone remember when that e-girl sold her bathwater? Degenerates.
But if this change has you rethinking your membership, we will issue a full refund.
That's always a good PR sign, when the guarantee of refunds is promised.
And all past episodes and series will remain available on YouTube.
I called that shit.
But you know, all this to say, you'll still occasionally see us on YouTube.
So then why make this video called Goodbye YouTube? They're not giving up the YouTube bag. It's a safety net in case the streaming service doesn't work out.
As for the question of why we decided to launch our own platform,
Hello, I like money.
when we started Watcher in 2020, we wanted to create shows that we were proud of, that we had ownership over, and that would provide you the caliber of content that we felt you deserved. However, we were finding it harder and harder to stay relevant to advertisers and the constantly changing YouTube landscape.
I guess that makes sense to some degree because I know that YouTube burnout is a very real thing. However, at the same time, they're acting like they were making very little from their Patreon sponsors and AdSense when that is not the case.
We faced some incredibly challenging decisions. We didn't want to compromise our content to ensure they met advertising requirements.
That is such an ass-backwards thing to say. You've been on this platform for years, you should know how this works by now. These people not 3 days ago were begging their fans for a bag. Now they're saying they don't want to, quote, compromise their content to get money. Their content is as PG as it gets. What would they even had compromised? Some people really do fall backwards into success.
And we definitely did not want to lay people off that have brought Watcher to life behind the scenes.
That was low-key the first thing you should have done. If you're losing money, the first thing you do is downsize. You're a channel with 3 main characters. Why do you have over 20 employees? What could they all possibly even bring to the table?
And we didn't want to bring Watcher to a close.
I love how the sheer thought of scaling things back never once crossed their minds. Like, just make the same content, but scale it back with a realistic budget you can actually afford. Or hell, instead of outsourcing all of your production to production studios, use the people who work at Watcher to help create your videos. Use the resources you already have. It's literally survival skills 101.
Which would have happened if we stayed solely on YouTube.
You guys have 3 fucking million subscribers. How would your channel have ended? What piece of information am I missing here? What you should have done was downsized your staff and scaled back the production costs on your videos. If you can't afford to send old Stephen Lim over there to Itha Undersea in the Maldives to have a $170 lunch, then just film yourselves getting Erwan from down the block. I can assure you, it's not that serious.
That's why we decided to launch the platform, so that we as a company could continue, we could pay our staff fairly, and not only continue to make great content for you, but expand with new shows, new voices, all ad-free.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
And now with the addition of accessible options, this is a decision that we all believe is the best for Watcher.
Eating some humble pie and staying the fuck on YouTube.
However, we realized that in figuring out the logistics of what this might take, we overlooked the way it would impact all of you.
A lot of the complaints I saw personally were that people just could not afford the cost of having to pay for another streaming service. Which I can empathize with. These people might be your comfort watch, and all of a sudden they want to paywall their content off. It's disheartening to say the least. It's just the way they folded and backpedaled so easily is funny more than anything else. Well, to me anyways. I know their fans are rejoicing on Twitter because they're staying on YouTube. I think in the fallout, they did lose up to 100,000 subscribers, which might have hurt them a little. I don't know, and I don't really care.
We hope you'll be patient with us through these mistakes.
If they fuck around and find out again, then maybe I'll do a video in the future, but as far as the channel The Watcher goes and who watches The Watcher, I'm out.
And we remain incredibly sorry that they were made in the first place.
We also want to directly address our Patreon community, who have played such a key role in supporting us from the very beginning. All current Patreon members will receive a free subscription code to the platform.
Wouldn't it be easier to abandon the streamer and just directly put their vids on Patreon? I don't know, just spitballing here.
If you already purchased a subscription, please contact us and we will issue you a full refund.
Okay, I have to ask. If you're already issuing out refunds, why did you bother launching the beta version of your streamer for full price? Did they just roll the dice on whether people would actually pony up $6 to watch YouTube videos on a different platform or not? Seems like kind of an insane calculated risk to me.
We look forward to continuing to make shows and introducing all the incredible things that we've got planned for the platform alongside YouTube. And in the meantime, we are forever grateful to all of the people who make up our community. And we hope that you consider joining us in this next chapter of our journey, whether that's on YouTube or on the platform.
It's not on the platform. Give up on the streamer. It is not going to happen for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
You've gotten all the accolades of people who like your site.
You've got to learn the language of business. Otherwise, you got no shot. And you've got an opportunity here. Don't blow it. But I'm out.